Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, stop whatever you're doing because we've got some breaking news and it's big. Nick Bolton is staying in Kansas City. That's right, the Chiefs have officially re-signed our star linebacker to a 3-year, $45 million deal, with $30 million fully guaranteed. If that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what will. And listen, this move, it wasn't supposed to happen. Just a few weeks ago, the narrative was set. The Chiefs can't afford to keep both Trey Smith and Nick Bolton. The cap space wasn't there, and the market for top-tier linebackers was looking expensive. A lot of people counted Bolton out. But guess what? Brett Veach did it again. Think back when the NFL announced a higher-than-expected salary cap increase. We told you right here on this channel. This changes everything. Suddenly, keeping Bolton and Smith became a real possibility. And now, with free agency less than 24 hours away, Kansas City has locked up two of its biggest pieces on defense and offense. So what does this mean for the Chiefs? Well, it's simple. This team is still in win-now mode. They're not just trying to compete next season, they're looking for another Super Bowl run. Bolton staying means continuity, leadership, and one of the smartest defensive minds in the game sticking around. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your one-word reaction to the Chiefs re-signing Nick Bolton? Drop it in the comments below. Let's get the chat going. And while you're at it, do me a favor, hit that like button if you're pumped to see Bolton back in red and gold. Alright, now that we've covered the shock factor of this move, let's talk about why Nick Bolton is so critical to this defense. Stick with me, you're gonna want to hear this. Chiefs Kingdom, let's talk about why this move matters. If you've watched this team closely over the past few years, you already know Nick Bolton isn't just another linebacker. He's the heart and soul of Steve Spagnuolo's defense. Think back to 2021. Bolton was just a second-round pick out of Missouri. Some people doubted him, some even called him a reach. But what did he do? He proved everyone wrong. Year after year, he's gotten better. To Super Bowl rings later, he's cemented himself as one of the toughest, smartest linebackers in the league. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the 2023 season. Yeah, injuries were a problem. He missed time, and guys like Drew Tranquill and Leo Chenal stepped up in his absence. Some even questioned if the Chiefs really needed him long-term. But when he came back in 2024, it was like flipping a switch. His leadership, his ability to stop the run, his football IQ, all of it made an immediate impact. The defense just felt different when he was on the field, and that's why this deal makes sense. The Chiefs weren't just paying for what Bolton has done, they're paying for what he will do. He's entering his prime, and under Spags, he's only going to get better. Now, let's settle this debate right here. Right now, is Nick Bolton the heart of the Chiefs' defense? I think so, but I want to hear from you. Vote in the comments yes or no. And if you're hyped about this defense staying strong, hit that like button and let's keep this conversation going. But hold on, we've talked about Bolton's impact. Now let's talk numbers. Was this contract a steal and overpay? Let's break it all down next. Alright, Chiefs Kingdom, let's talk money. Was this deal worth it? Did Brett Veach pull off another front office masterclass, or did the Chiefs overpay to keep their guy? Let's start with the facts. Bolton's contract comes in at 3 years, $45 million, with $30 million fully guaranteed. That puts him right in the mix with some of the league's top linebackers. For comparison, Zach Bond got a similar deal, and guys like Tremaine Edmonds and Roquan Smith are making even more. Now, here's where Veach worked his magic. The Chiefs structured this deal in a way that keeps flexibility for the future by restructuring contracts, moving money around, and being smart with the cap increase. They kept Bolton without sacrificing their long-term financial health. That's huge because, let's be real, Kansas City isn't just thinking about 2024, they're thinking about dynasty mode. But was Bolton worth it? Let's break it down. Elite run defender, Bolton is a tackling machine and one of the best run stuffers in the league. He has a nose for the football and brings a level of physicality that keeps opposing offenses in check. Pass coverage needs work. If there's one area where Bolton has struggled, it's pass coverage. Last season, he gave up a 100 for .7 QB rating when targeted, not exactly elite. This is an area he'll need to improve on, especially with today's pass-heavy NFL. Leadership and football IQ stats aside, you can't measure Bolton's leadership. He's the signal caller on defense, the guy who gets everyone lined up, and the glue that holds this unit together. That alone is worth the price tag. So here's the big question for you: how would you grade the Nick Bolton signing? Drop your grade in the comments, B, C, D, or F. Alright, so Bolton and Trey Smith are locked in, but what's next? There's still one major question mark on this roster, and we need to talk about it. Stay with me. Alright, Chiefs Kingdom Nick Bolton is back. Trey Smith is staying, but we're not done yet. There's still work to do before this roster is ready to defend another Super Bowl. Let's start with the biggest question mark, Justin Reid. With free agency in full swing, the Chiefs still haven't made a decision on Reid. Will he return? Or will Kansas City let him walk? Out of the three big names, Bolton, Smith, and Reid, he always felt like the most replaceable. Losing Joe Thuney is massive, no sugarcoating it. He was a rock on that O-line, and now there's a hole at left guard. So what's the plan? Internal replacement? Some think Kingsley Suamataia could step up. But is he really ready? That's up for debate. Free agency? The market for guards is drying up fast, but there are still some veteran options out there. NFL draft? The Chiefs hold the 31st overall pick, and this might be where they find their next big-time O-lineman. Could we see Veach trade up to grab a top-tier guard? It's a real possibility. So Chiefs Kingdom, what should be the next big move? Fixing the O-line, re-signing Reid, something else? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's take a step back and look at the big picture. The Chiefs have made moves, but the offseason is far from over. And there's one message every Kansas City fan needs to hear. Let's talk about it next. Alright, let's take a step back and look at what's happened in the last few weeks. Kansas City had big decisions to make, and Brett Veach delivered again. Think about it, Travis Kelce is coming back. The Chiefs added Hollywood Brown to give Mams another weapon. The front office found a way to keep Trey Smith and Nick Bolton, despite all the talk about cap space. This team refuses to take a step back because that's what championship organizations do. Yes, we've lost some key players. Joe Thuney is gone. There are still holes to fill and tough choices ahead. But let's be honest, would you bet against this team? The Chiefs have been here before. Every year, doubters say they're taking a step back. And every year, they find a way to reload and compete. And that's why, if you're a Chiefs fan, you need to stay locked in. The offseason isn't over. Free agency is still moving. The draft is coming up. There could be trades, surprises, and big-time moves on the horizon. So here's what you need to do. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. Turn on notifications so you get every breaking news update. Hit the like button if you're fired up about this team's future. And before you go, how are you feeling about the Chiefs offseason so far? Drop a word in the comments. Excited? Confident? Worried? Let's hear it. That's it for today, but we'll be back soon with more Chiefs news. Stay ready because this offseason is just getting started.